Good evening and welcome to the Town Board of the Town of Austin special meeting and work session on Monday, October 3rd, 2022. Please rise and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Councilmember Fields Swift. Here. Councilmember Renfro.
Here.
Supervisor Levenberg. Here I am. All right, so I'm going to start with a few announcements. First, just want to remind everybody that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And please remember to get any tests that you need to get at your particular age, because don't let those months lapse. That's all I'm saying. It's important. Okay, as we have mentioned, and we will continue to do, notices are in the mail now regarding the new Westchester Power electricity supply contract. Sustainable Westchester has been holding information sessions for residents in both English and Spanish to get the facts out about the new contract, and so people can ask questions. The remaining sessions are on October 4th, 5th, and 6th at noon and 7 p.m. You can pick a session that fits your schedule at sustainablewestchester.org/WP/ConEdTerritory#events. This new contract will help us lower our carbon footprint with 100% green electricity supply and guaranteed steady rates. And even though they seem high, we do believe that they are going to be going even higher. And we know that having that steady guarantee is so important in this current volatile energy. Please get the facts so you can make an educated decision about whether to stay in the program or opt out when the new contract goes into effect on November 1st. And by the way, you can opt back in. A new month means it's time for First Friday's Community Crawl this Friday, October 7th. Support our local businesses by participating in the Community Crawl organized by NU Builds and the Greater Austin Chamber of Commerce. Visit austinevents.com or email Jermaine at that's enubuilds.com. That's BUILDS.com for more information. Westchester Collaborative Theater presents a performance by Austin's own Sundad, Saturday, October 8th at 7:30 p.m. You will see some great Austin talent featured, so grab your tickets now at wctheater.org. The Austin Historic Cemeteries Conservancy will be hosting a jazz picnic in Historic Dale Cemetery on Sunday, October 9th from 2 to 4 p.m. featuring the Elijah Duncan Quartet. Tickets are $20 and proceeds benefit OHCC's restoration work at our historic cemeteries. You can RSVP to ohcc10562@gmail.com. Assemblywoman Sandy Galiff will be holding a virtual town hall on Wednesday, October 12th at 7 p.m. on New York's energy grid transition and heat pumps 101. Call Assemblywoman Galiff's office at 914-941-1111 for the Zoom webinar information to learn more on this important topic. You may find that one council person to answer the phone. We do call that number. Just FYI. The Austin Police Department will be hosting a movie night and camp out at Cedar Lane Park on Saturday, October 15th, featuring Hocus Pocus. Tent setups start at 5 p.m. and movie starts at 7:30 p.m. Camping is not required, but there are 50 spots available if you want to set up your tent. Contact Officer Hershowitz at Hershowitz, that's HERSHOWITZ at austinpolice.com to reserve your spot or ask any questions. I think that's it for my announcements. And is that it for announcements? Yes. Yeah, we're also our resolutions. Or does anybody else have any announcements? Any announcements? Okay, hearing none, we will move right into our special meeting and our resolutions. Okay.
Authorizing the town supervisor to sign an agreement with Ossining Volunteer Ambulance Corps, OVAC, for AED monitoring services. Resolved that upon review by the council to the town supervisor is authorized to sign an agreement with Ossining Volunteer Ambulance Corps, OVAC, of Ossining, not for, of Ossining, New York, to perform monthly AED automated external defibrillator monitoring services in town buildings effective October 1st, 2022, at a cost of $150 per month.
Do I have a motion? Second. We are so pleased to be continuing our great relationship with Quebec as they will be servicing and monitoring our new AEDs in town buildings. I think for those buildings as well. Thank you so much, OVAC, but we're only paying for town buildings. Perfect. And a little bit of those buildings. Just the town buildings part of it. Thank you, OVAC, for helping literally save lives in all different ways. Any discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Thank you.
Stipulation of agreement, CSCA, resolved, be it so resolved that upon the recommendation of the town supervisor, the stipulation of agreement for the town, CSCA local 100 and Albert Kelsey is hereby ratified and executed.
So moved.
Second. Discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, so with that, might I have a motion to adjourn into work session?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. And you're here just in time for a work session. Thank you. Okay, so we have on the agenda, sorry, moving over, a discussion about senior exemption. We're discussing considering a local law to increase the maximum income limit for the senior citizens tax exemption in accordance with a change in state law. We posted and circulated to the board a copy of what was adopted by the town of Greenberg, as well as the state code, and a copy of our existing local law. The town of Ossining currently provides maximum level of exemption under this law until it's been amended, obviously. And that is right now currently on our books, it allows for exemptions to annual incomes of $37,399.99. The new maximum level can be up to $58,399.99. So tonight we'd like to hear from the board if we want to consider raising the income level in accordance with state law by adopting a local law, essentially opting into the law. And each of the taxing jurisdictions will be required to do this. I believe that the village of Ossining will be taking this on the work session next week. I do not believe that the school district has yet, but I'm going to ask Council O'Donnell what timing would look like. I think it would have to be allow enough time for anybody to opt in by May of next.
Are you talking about the school district, or are you talking
no.
about?
No, I'm talking about if it were to go into effect for any of these taxing jurisdictions, it would need to be in place in time for.
The taxable status date is May 1st.
Right, so it would need to be in place for seniors to basically apply for it by May 1st of 2023, and it would impact the 2024 taxes, correct?
Yes.
Well, they also need to provide enough time for seniors to apply prior to May 1st, so
Correct.
presumably you want the tax jurisdiction to take us earlier.
You would.
I believe the school district also does their budget in March, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
they would want to do it if they're inclined to consider it. It's a phase out for the income exemption. So depending upon your level of income, the amount of assessed value that's exempt, it decreases as your income gets higher. So it isn't just a flat, if you're under $58,000, you're exempt. It starts at $50,000, and then as you go from 50 to 58, it decreases by 5% periodically.
So, I mean, I see this as supporting our seniors.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. I'm absolutely in support of.
I'm in favor of it for all the exemptions. The only thing I think is that the penalty for offenses is down to $100. I think is that from the original 1983 law? So I was just maybe thinking that we can raise that a little bit. For penalty that somebody would try to forge their offenses for from a false application in.
The penalty, that Councilman Nuccio is referring to is any conviction of having made any willful false statement in the application for such exemption, such shall be punishable by a fine of not more than $100 and shall disqualify the applicant or applicants for further exemption for a period of 5 years. It's in the section of the code that deals with this specific law, the senior citizen exemption. So if the board wanted to take that up in conjunction with the increasing the limits, that's certainly something that would be easy enough.
I don't have a problem with raising it a little bit, but we're talking about people who don't have a lot of money, and there's that other piece of it, which is the 5 year that you don't get the exemption, which is a lot more impactful. So I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, I don't think a lot of people actually
Do an intentional.
take it great. And I think that, I'm not even sure now, does this still go through our office or does it go through the state? Do we know?
I think this would still go through our assessor's office.
So I thought anything that had to do with income at this point was going through the state, but that they were the ones who were there.
I think for most, but, some individuals who may have fairly low income still have to file income tax returns. So I know that our office still, you know, has to collect a lot of the information because we don't file income tax returns. But I'm not, this is different than the senior star, so I'm not sure if this gets involved yet. But I'm sure it's heading in that direction.
I mean, the forms are, I'd be willing to raise it. To $50. That's okay.
So that's fine.
I
I
don't
just did
really
not think
know.
since the law was
Right.
presented in 1983. I think
Yeah, no, I get it, but also, you know, the numbers have, it hasn't really risen very much. And we're talking about.
I'm willing to raise it.
Yeah.
Also with raising it.
Okay,
I do agree with bigger punishment, not being able to get the exemption for 5 years.
yes. So what do you want to do? You want to leave 100 or you want to move 250?
And I, 150 is really not that much more than 100 in my mind, so.
It's,
You go
you
with
like
what's
it better?
under
It's 50%
50.
more.
I'm good with 150.
Okay,
I think so too. I mean, if it hasn't been increased since when, 1983?
1983, I think.
Yeah, 1983, I think 150 is a fair increase. You know, I wouldn't go any more than that. Like you said, I think the 5 year penalty is even a stricter, you know, situation.
because that's,
But I support that's the resolution.
And under the code, this is something to confirm with Victoria said that it's processed by the assessor on forms that are prepared by the state.
okay. Sounds good. Well,
So if the board is so inclined that you're meeting on October 11th, you can call for a public hearing to be held on October 27th.
okay, we shall do it.
Because this will have to be done by local law because all of this is prescribed in the code.
All right, well, with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session for advice of counsel and person.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you so much for joining us in our very short meeting this evening. I wish all of those of you and the rest will be fasting with me tomorrow night, Wednesday, easy fast. That's why we're having our meeting tonight. 'Cause, you know, we don't want to be fasting in the middle of our meeting. No, we usually do that. Next week, we will be back here at 16 Croton for our regular meeting on Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. October is just whizzing right by. Have a great week, night. See you soon.